My husband's sister tried to poison me at his birthday party right after we announced my pregnancy. The plate was meant for me. Her own husband ate it instead and collapsed in front of everyone. Now she's facing prison and a divorce, and she still swears she was the victim. I'd been married to my husband for 7 years, and his sister was the one stain we couldn't scrub out. She was the type who smiled while twisting the knife. She'd bring up his exes at dinner like party favors, then look at me and go, "Ah, don't be jealous." If I stayed quiet, she'd call me insecure. If I spoke up, she'd call me dramatic. When we got engaged, she stormed out of the room like someone died. Later, she texted me, "Be a good wife." I've always been the only woman in his life. I left it on red and felt my skin crawl. At our wedding, the theme was soft pinks. She showed up in a black gown with a veil and told guests she was mourning because she was losing her brother. My in-laws finally kicked her out after she wouldn't stop making a scene. We cut her off for a while, then she had a miscarriage. I softened. I let her back around my son. For a minute, she acted normal. Then the mask slid back on. One lunch at my in-laws' house, she asked my husband if we had a prenup. He said no. She snorted and said, "Cheaters are everywhere." I asked what she meant. She pointed at my gym bag and said I was always carrying extra clothes, so I must be meeting some guy. Then she laughed and said, "Are we even sure your kid is his?" My husband snapped in a way I'd never seen. He stared at her and said, "That's why you're not a mother. A child deserves better than you." Her husband sat there, silent, watching his wife set our life on fire. We went no contact after that, a full year of peace. Then I found out I was pregnant again. We waited and announced it at my husband's birthday party in my in-laws' backyard. Everyone exploded with joy. My mother-in-law cried. My father-in-law hugged my husband so hard his shoulders shook. It felt safe for once. And then his sister showed up, acting sweet. She hugged my husband and said she'd been in therapy. She turned to me with shiny eyes and said, "I'm sorry." My husband told her, "Apologize to my wife." She did. I nodded. I didn't trust her, but I didn't want to ruin my husband's day. After cake, everyone kept telling me to sit down and not lift a finger. I stayed in my chair, smiling, letting people talk baby names. That's when she walked up holding a plate. Slow motion. She moved too calmly. She lowered the plate like an offering. Her smile looked glued on. She said loud and sweet, "I wanted to serve you. I'm so happy for you." I looked down. Shrimp. My allergy wasn't a secret. It was the kind of thing you learn once and never forget. My fingers went cold. I set the plate down and stood up. "I'll get my own," I said. Her husband walked over right then, congratulating me. He saw the untouched plate and asked why I wasn't eating. I pointed at the shrimp and said, "She must have made a mistake." He shrugged. "I love shrimp," he said, and took the plate from my hands. 5 minutes later, he started gagging. Then he vomited like his body was rejecting the world. He grabbed his throat and pointed at the plate. He tried to stand. He swayed. He dropped. People screamed. Someone called 911. My husband ran to him. His sister hovered, crying, but her eyes kept flicking to me like I'd done this. The ambulance took him away. Police took the food as evidence. I stood there shaking because I knew the truth. That plate was meant for me and my baby. That night, I finally told my husband and his parents everything. We checked the security cameras. The footage showed her handing me the plate, smiling like she was doing a good deed. My in-laws went pale. My husband went quiet in that dangerous way. They gave the video to the police. She got arrested and broke down immediately. She admitted she tampered with the food because she was jealous and wanted to teach me a lesson. Her husband pressed charges and filed for divorce. Later, she tried to claim she was pregnant too. Like that erased what she did. It didn't. The judge didn't care about her tears or her excuses. She went to prison. Her marriage ended. The woman who spent years trying to control my life finally lost control of her own. We brought home our baby girl months later. My son became the proudest big brother. And every time I watch my husband hold our kids, I think about that plate. She tried to take my future. Instead, she handed me proof I was right about her all along.